Welcome back to Daley Sailing with our number 2 edition of the Adventures of Ken and Juliet Daley. This is a rendition of our boat by Ginevra Daley. It was done before we headed off from Halifax to Cape Breton, from Cape Breton over to Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and then up to Bathurst, New Brunswick. Almost 500-mile run. Of course, the first part of the trip was to get this giant monster out of its wraps, its winter wraps. It took 4 people several days to remove all of the structures that had protected it from the northern winters for the last couple of years. After we got all of the materials off and cleaned up, and the crew from the Dartmouth Yacht Club came over and transported the boat down towards the water and onto the structure you see here, which is a giant crane that slowly picks these boat up and they drop in the water. And of course, when it's in the water in Dartmouth, it has to find its way out of a very crowded area. The first time driving this boat was a bit of an adventure.
Here we are on the Morgan 38, sailing today with Terry McNulty. Who is right there? He's at the helm right now. We're off in Nova Scotia, maybe 5 nautical miles from shore, something in that neighborhood. It's been a pretty blustery morning. Got some good waves coming and going. We had a bit of fog this morning, and then got into some rip currents as the tide changes and got a few spins around in the boat, but that was part of the fun. At this point in time, we're heading for Canso, Nova Scotia, and then hopefully going through the Canso Strait. That'll likely be tomorrow by the look of things at this point. We're only pushing about 5 knots at this point, so it's not going that fast, but having a great time doing it.
We had some great anchorages along the way. Met some other folks that had beautiful boats and had great stories to share. Going through the locks at Canso was pretty exciting. The traffic was built up for 1.5 miles in both directions, waiting for us to get through. It's the same locks that take ocean-going freighters. This is a picture of us just about to leave the locks and head out into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Much of the time we actually had to motor because we were heading directly into the wind and we're on a schedule. So here's a sound of the big diesel motor rumbling along, 50 horsepower motor. Eventually we got up to Prince Edward Island, and I soloed the boat for a run between Charlottetown and Summerside, Prince Edward Island. And this is us, or myself at that point in the boat, going underneath the longest bridge, I believe, in the world, some 20-some miles long. And it truly isn't an illusion that you're looking up or down. That's how long the bridge is. And this is going under the bridge with lots of room to spare on my mast, even at 55 foot. Here we are fueling up, bearing to heaven in Carrigot, New Brunswick, near the end of our first leg of this trip, and looking forward to seeing you with Daley Sailing number 3.